Okie dokie. Hello. So, we are going to talk a little bit about the KNS 80 or 81 if you have that in your aircraft, the magic VOR spawner. So, before the age of GPS, aircraft navigated the world via VORs and NDBs and some kind of radio signal. So you can see that we are tuned to Landvetter's VOR LAV, and the signal, the frequency is 114.6. We have it on 1 nav1, and I can see if I turn this around, I can probably find it. Yeah, so if I turned around and flew approximately 210 degrees, I would fly straight towards this VOR. Right now we are flying away from it on a radial is the spokes that goes out from the VOR point here. I will actually leave a link in the comments below to P. Gatcomb's YouTube channel and his tutorial on VORs. They are really good. Because if you want to be using this, you need to be knowing a little bit about VORs. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll concentrate on this thing here. So what I want to do is I want to have this VOR here, or I want a VOR station here. I could contact a contractor and get all the permits from the authorities to be and build myself a VOR here, or I could use this thing here to spawn a VOR over this airfield. Okay, and that is what we're going to do. Now, we need to know a few things before we do this. We need to know the frequency of the VOR that we are going to use. We know that it is 114.6. We can do info on this one, 114.6. Okay, so we know that. So we will put ourselves close up to this thing. We will start with frequency 114.126. So now we have the right frequency, and we can see that because it ended up here. Then we need the radial, the line from here to where we are, or not where we are, but where we want the VOR station to be. All right. So we need a radial. We need a compass direction towards this location. Okay. Sadly, we can't do that in the simulator yet. I'm hoping that they will add some way to measure distances and pull out the bearing on the EFB sometime in the future. But to do this today, you need an external source. You can use Google Earth, you can use Little Nav Map, you can use whatever map where you can put a line out and measure a distance and a course or a radial. I will be using charts from Navigraph because I have that subscription. So if I measure, I put my little cross here and then I measure the distance or the radial out here, I can see that it is 77 degrees. So the radial is 77. Okay, The next thing I need to know is, now I know that it is this direction I want it. Now I want it to be here. So I need to know the distance from here to here. So I press data again, and here we decide the distance. So I can see that the distance is 17.9 nautical miles. Now that is 17.9 nautical miles on the ground. For me in the aircraft, I am a bit up in the air, and because of triangles, the distance will be a little bit longer. Okay, so but just for the exercise sake, we'll use the numbers we get here. So 17.9. Let's make it 18, because this is not a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Click that out, and 18. And now we have created our little VOR station over this airport. Now, you will not drop any packages down chimneys with this aircraft, with this navigation system, but it will get you to the house. So it's a non-precision, and that's why it's called RNAV, non-precision approaches, for instance. So what we'll do, we are in a little bit of weather here, so we'll turn on the inertial separator. Anyhow, so we'll change our input from the nav1 up here to what we have done here. So change that. Now we have RNAV, and in just a second, we have to change this too. You will see this change, and now we have the direction to our own little VOR station. So we are in heading mode, so we will turn around. We are up here, and we are aiming for the VOR station that we made ourselves with the KNS 80. And I can see, and let's say that we want to do the runway on, we want to come in this way on the radial of 220 degrees. So we'll change that to 220 degrees, which is the southbound runway on this airfield here. Okay. And so we will not be sitting here the whole afternoon waiting for the aircraft to get there. We'll do some time compression here. I think we can close this now or open it up. Okay, so RNAV, we are pointing to get to our radial, to our own little nav VOR signal here. So we'll do some time compression. Are you ready? Steady, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you see our HSI is creeping up here, our line, so we can get to a radial of 22 degrees towards our spawned VOR station here. And we got really close to it before we did that, so it's actually here, the runway. So you can see we didn't get actually we did get a pretty good. Let's turn this to see how good it got. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. So if we look outside, we can see that we have found our airport. I have the hood on just because I want to see the sim rate. I see no reason at all why you shouldn't be able to see the sim rate if you increase it or decrease it inside the aircraft, but hey. Now we passed over our VOR, our fake little VOR station here, or our spawn VOR station, and we can see that the distance is slowly increasing. We also get our speed towards or leaving the station. That's good. And that's just for the practice sake, undo this and do another one. So we'll use the same VOR, the same frequency. But let's say that we want to find let's not do an airport. Let's just say we want to find a lake. Not just any lake. See. Okay, let's find the beach where I used to bathe when I grew up with my friends. So we want to place a VOR station here. And as I said before, sadly we don't have any way to do this in the sim yet. So we have to use our external source. We are still using the same VOR because we don't have any other close by. No. Okay. So I will find the lake at the village of Holsjunga. I will add the point, and then I can see that it is on the radial 119. We go down here. Frequency the same. Radial 11789, and the distance is 25.8. Five point 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we have our new VOR spawned VOR station here. That's nice. And it's 10 nautical miles to go there. We are traveling at 105 knots towards the VOR, the spawned VOR. So as we are traveling parallel right now, the speed is just 95 knots. Okay. How are we on fuel? Not good. We'll solve that later. Okay, so we want to fly to the lake, so we'll turn this until we get it lined up, and then we can do the heading. And we will do it like this. We'll purposely look down. We'll take this away. Okay. And we can also use nav mode now. So the autopilot is using the RNAV data to navigate towards our new VOR. Okay, so this one we can take away, we can use it, but a good standard is to have it here. Let's talk about these buttons here while we are flying towards our new destination. So this one we have done, frequency, radial, distance. So waypoints, we have up to 4 waypoints we can use or display. So we can have display waypoint 2, 3, 4, 1, or use the same way 1, 2, or display 2, use 2. Now we haven't choose, so 3, 4, 5, use 1. So we can do 4 at the same time, or have them lined up if we are doing some cross-country flying. Now we're back to number 1 that we programmed before, and display number 1. We have a DME hold. I am not sure about that just. And then we can use this system like an ordinary VOR radio, just like this one here or this one here, by pressing the VOR button, and then we get a VOR signal from Landvetter, the LAV VOR, but we want to use it as an RNAV, so we go back to the RNAV. We are a little bit mean towards the autopilot here. We have 2 modes of RNAV. We have en route and we have approach. So approach is a little bit more sensitive than the en route. However, as we are spawning a VOR away from a VOR station, the signal can get a little bit degraded, or it is degraded. So for this thing not to move all over the place, we use the en route, and we only use it like an approach when we want to do an approach, RNAV approach with this thing. Also, the distance is about from an how it works is if you don't have any mountains or something stopping the signal, you can get somewhat accurate position, like 40 miles out or something like that, depending on. We reached 0. Let's look outside and see where we are. And here it is. This is Holmsjön, the lake where I used to swim and fish when I was little. I grew up here, in this house here. And this is the village of Holmsjön, a gem in the Swedish countryside. See, so that is how it works. The KNS 80, the magic VOR spawner. You need to know, again, the frequency, you need to know the radial, and you need to know the distance, and then you can use this thing. Left, fuel low. Time to go and land. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Also, look at the comments below for the VOR tutorial from Gatco.